What happened with complexity?
Whoa. No,
like nothing happened?
Nothing happened? No, I mean...
Rainbows and sunshine, right?
Yeah, well, like, I mean, we're getting into this. I think
you don't go too deep down
these
the
are
rabbit hole.
later questions, I think.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Q Up, Team Envy's official podcast, where we take you inside the world of esports, the people who know it best. If this is your first time watching us, we come out with content every Monday. That's going to be the podcast format. That's on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play, with the video component coming every Wednesday, youtube.com/TeamEnvy. So check that out. We got some special guests today. The new CSGO guys, excuse me.
Hello.
What's going on?
Good.
We have Android, s0m, Eley, coaches and players. What's up?
Where's
Nothing.
Fugly?
Where's Fugly? Yeah.
Jacob
Is he
refused.
sleeping? You didn't want to come in?
I don't know.
Fugly wasn't feeling it today.
He wasn't feeling it?
Wasn't feeling
He's
it
probably
today.
practicing.
Yeah, he was up late, so
Coach, you're supposed to, you're on the radio. You're supposed to say he's practicing.
Yeah, I
of
mean,
course.
I don't know what he's
He was
scared of.
practicing so late last night, he had to sleep in this morning.
There you go.
I'm the most socially awkward person, so I don't know what he's afraid of.
If Andrew could be
I told you I was going to
I'm
make you
here-
guys talk about yourselves this
I've
morning.
never talked to another human for more than 5 minutes.
Outside of
so-
a screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is very uncomfortable.
But we got s0m here.
Very uncomfortable.
s0m's the hype man of the team, right?
Yeah,
indeed.
somewhat.
A little too hype sometimes.
You think so?
Yeah.
I have to
Come
change
next time, you'll be
the I have to
thanking
change the push to talk when I'm in FPLs because he's screaming every 5 seconds. Yeah, everyone's like, "What the heck?"
So you're muting your teammate.
Yes.
Come match time, you'll thank me.
No, I will.
No, I know you.
I'm excited. I'm excited for that. No, you definitely need that energy in the team.
Look at this guy. He just exudes energy.
Yeah, you're
like
gonna need
it's a
it.
positive vibe. You're an energy sucker right now, and you need to be an energy
Yeah,
giver.
I suck up all that energy.
No,
Set me
tell
up
us
for
about
that one.
yourselves, man. Welcome to the team. I guess we'll start with you, Android. Tell us just a little bit about you, full name,
Mine,
backstory.
Brad Fodor, aka Android, aka Finec, aka Naul, aka Rabbit.
It's a lot of AKs.
Yes. Well, I come from Canada. I live close to Toronto.
Okay.
I've been playing CS I've been playing video games since I was like 6 years old. So I haven't been outside much.
What was the first game?
I played like Max Payne, Quake, Unreal Tournament, all those good games.
Max Payne at 6 years old?
Yes. That's why I turned out the way I am. Thanks,
Explains
Mom
a lot.
and Dad.
Okay, the dryness. Okay, it's starting to make sense.
Yeah.
The personality.
Yeah, and then I eventually got into 1.6 where I had wall hacks the whole time.
Okay.
So
yeah, easy win. Easy clap.
that's why I'm all aim, no brain right now. And
So how'd you get into the scene? That's one of the questions a lot of our fans always have is like, how did you break in?
Well,
Because that's a difficult thing. For
I never
people
thought
to
I'd
do.
actually go pro. I was like working in a factory at the time, like maintenance. I was trying to get like a plumbing degree and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, I was trying to get into trades, but eventually, like just playing casually, I kind of knew I was like getting better at the game, and so I took that more seriously than school. And I started like many main teams, but I was kind of toxic at the time, so I got cut from a lot of main teams. Let's say that, and then I eventually just said screw it and made my own open teams, the Pug Odds.
Wait, you mean attitude has consequences?
Yeah, I learned that the hard way. Every player goes through that phase. Like, I probably would have went pro a lot sooner if I didn't have that attitude.
What
But
is this
I learned. I don't have any ego anymore. I promise. I promise.
Is that where your gamer tag comes from? You're just like a robot?
Well, I
Just
started
an
with
android?
Rabbit, but there's a guy named Wabbit in the scene, and everyone thought I was him. So I'm like, I got to change my name.
And you just landed on Android. Did you have an Android phone at the time or
Well, I was
something?
Android X23,
Okay.
and everyone asked what the X23 is for. But like
And
when I was working in the factory, there's a line called X23. So I was like,
So it's a throwback.
I was like, I want to be a robot and like model name like X23.
That's funny. Was it like assembly line when you're talking the factory?
Yeah.
you
It
were
was
working
like,
at?
well, I was like,
Wow.
yeah,
Interesting. So yeah, that is like a callback. Like, so in your name, it almost like
Yeah,
it
but
tells
then-
where you come from.
but everyone was just like, is it Dragon Ball Z or like Michael Jordan? I'm like, no, it has no meaning. And then I was like, now I just represent like a company. So
For free, but
Well,
you took it out.
Back to the story. It's the Pug Gods.
Uh-huh.
And then like we went like 28-0 and then we went to like Ace Gaming. And then well that's when I got into Rank S, and so I played good in Rank S, and that's when complexity picked me up. So that's pretty much the whole story.
And now you're with us.
Yes.
You came across town.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Wait, what happened?
Really excited to be
What
here,
happened
Debbie.
with complexity?
Whoa. No,
Like there, nothing happened.
nothing happened? No, I mean,
Rainbows and sunshine, right?
yeah, well, like, I mean, we're getting into this. I think those
You don't go too deep down
these
the
are
rabbit hole.
later questions, I think. I'll get into that later.
Yeah?
But now it's for Sam intro.
Oh, we're passing the mic. Okay.
Passing the mic.
Sam, what's up, man?
Hey, so I'm s0m. My alias is s0m. I basically started playing Counter.
I created Sam.
I'm telling him to put his mouth on the mic. Basically, right now.
So I basically started playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive, not 1.6 or any of that, but at the start, I just kind of played to play, and I just had fun with it. Then eventually, I I moved on with ESCA, and then I started, kind of grinding out the game. At that time, I was still in school, so it was kind of hard, but I would just like really give up like my sleep time to play more. But I mean, it was whatever, but because I had fun doing it. But then eventually, around rank G, this was like 2.5 years ago. So I got rank G, and then I just played rank G for fun again. I had no intentions of going pro or any of that esports career or whatever. But the moment I was like top 5 in rank G the first month, and I was like, wait, this was like surprisingly easy. So the next month I got top 2. So then I qualified for rank S, and then that's where it all kicked off. That's when I met this guy.
Yes. I'm your first friend.
Yeah, in rank S.
So you're known as a streamer. What made you decide to make the jump to a pro team?
I always had, like, the moment I made rank S, my intentions were to go pro, right? But the way things were going, as I was 15 at the time, I couldn't go pro.
Is 16 the minimum?
Yeah, so 16 you
yeah.
have to be to play
Just
pro.
like, come on, birthday.
Yeah.
Did you sign on your birthday?
No, I was signed, I think, 8 months before my birthday. I
And
was
just
signed.
kind of sitting in dormant.
Yeah,
like-
right. So I was signed as a streamer.
Okay.
So it was just like an extra way to like kind of make myself a brand, like get myself out there even more. So I streamed 8 months prior to my birthday. And then obviously came my birthday. I had, some talks with some teams, etc. But then the whole FPL thing happened. So it was like basically a kick wave in FPL. And I was a part of that.
Where did that stem from? Was that just kind of a budget thing? Like, what was it? Where players were getting kicked?
I think it just had to be like based off reports.
Yeah.
Just being like, this player is like either bad or like they're not trying or
They were just
whatever it
giving
may be.
everyone the axe.
Right. No matter like, but so I got kicked. I think. What was this like?
They were going pretty heavy out for streamers at
well,
that
you
time,
got-
right?
Yeah.
Like they were specifically.
You got kicked once, right? Like after
Yeah, I got
you
kicked
threw
once.
the op over the fence. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Welcome to Face It Pro League. So I threw it off over the fence. I got banned for that. But then like a week later I got kicked. And then
grinded all the way back. Oh my God.
And you're still
Yeah.
only 16 years old.
Yeah.
Like
I know,
sitting
I'm
here
8
right
years
now.
older than this guy. I can't.
God,
I can't,
man.
5 years before you.
What were you guys doing at 16?
playing video games.
Just going to high school, man. I've already had this talk with him before. If I were 16 in the situation that he's in right now, I wouldn't know what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
I'd have no
Same.
idea. Yeah, going out to Dallas to play for an esports team.
Like, squirrel.
Yeah,
Squirrel.
exactly.
Yeah.
It'd be so overwhelming, and he's handling it really well. So I'm impressed with him. So
I didn't
far.
even have my first kiss at 16.
Yeah.
And this dude's playing pro esports.
Yeah, I'm sitting on
wild.
my computer playing 1.6, just hoping, to make it to an ESCA LAN or something like that. And this guy is flying out.
Just
playing
doing
on
it,
esports
man. Living the dream.
organizations.
So you talked about the streaming and like marketing yourself.
Right.
That's something that I try to instill in anybody I meet who's like, oh, how do I get in? How do I break in? It's like, you almost have to be more than just a good player at this point. You have to be marketable. You have to have a good attitude, like we talked about earlier.
Yes.
How important do you think the marketing side is, like having a community or a following behind
I think it's very important, whether it's like you're thinking for the future or if you're thinking like now, right? So if you think about it, like nowadays, no matter what game you're playing, there's good players no matter what, right? There's good players, but then there's like that little thing that separates good players and like decent players, right? It's like whether it's attitude or like it's what they're worth, whether it be like, as them themselves as a brand or like attitude, like you were saying. But I think building yourself as a brand is like very good because not only do you have your popularity go up, you just have like everyone else looking out for you, So I think it's very important to start early rather than late.
Mm-hmm. What would you say your personal brand is? Like, what are you known for in the community, in your community? Like, when people tune into your stream, what can they expect from you?
Expect me to get frags in FPL.
Just a killer.
Yeah.
I don't think they care.
You don't think so?
Well, a lot of times you just sit there and like talk to your chat, and they're like
That's
okay
true.
with that.
So you're engaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That's a big part.
You pretty much answer like every question in the chat when your chat's not dead, though. At least.
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah.
And that's not an easy thing. Like, I've tried to stream.
Oh,
and
yeah, me too.
When I'm gaming, I want to game. Like, I'm zoned out. I'm probably drooling. Like, and my chat's over here, like, asking questions and stuff. Man, forget that. I'm trying to get this win right now. So it's very difficult to balance those
Yeah,
things.
You need a strong mentality for sure. Like when I stream, when I just play in general, like I just play like one FPL, and I want to take like a 30-minute break, just time for myself, and then like because I gotta like reset from FPL because it's so bad. So, but I'm not used to like because if you stream, you want to like queue play a bunch. So I mean that's what I struggle with. I don't like it. But I need to, it's really important to build a brand for sure. Like after Counter-Strike, like you can be like Shroud.
Yep.
He like now look what he's doing. He's a millionaire.
It's crazy, right?
Is he?
Yes.
Zach, talk to us, man.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have been great so far. I mean, there's already been a reference of the high energy s0m and the lower energy, or I guess more monotone Brad. Like we've had a Winnie the Pooh reference, and we have
Eeyore.
Yeah, Tigger and Eeyore. Exactly. We have Tigger and Eeyore on this team, which has been fun, interesting kind of switch between the two players. And Fugly's kind of like a nice middle ground where he's more along the lines of just a calm reserve player. But having s0m on the team has definitely brought some youth to everybody.
So as the coach, is it difficult to corral all of this like different personalities and energy levels and stuff?
I thought it would be, but it hasn't been so far. We've actually gotten along so
like
well.
We mesh so well
it's just so natural too. I don't feel like any of this has been forced. This boot camp, we tried to we did it for this reason, just to kind of get the personalities all in one room and see how we all kind of act together. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it's been very, very easy from a coach's standpoint. Everyone's getting along really well. Like I said, the energy from s0m, it's not like anyone is getting away from that. It's just kind of going towards everyone else. Everyone's feeling that energy and it's flowing through them as well. So,
right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been great so far.
Tell us about you, man.
Oh, well, there's nothing too special about me, man.
That's not true.
I played in the early kind of professional scene when orgs were first starting to get involved with players or with the CSGO scene in general. Played back with Method. We were Paradox before that. Played against Brad and his kind of early Z-Pug Gods days.
Like
and
Ace Gaming.
Yeah, exactly. Those
I remember
days.
those.
So it was pretty early on that I was a player. Retired after my time on Method. Got a chance to be an analyst / coach for NRG when Gob was there. And my good friend Silent kind of got me in the door with that one. And yeah, just from there, been kind of hopping from teams. I was coaching NRG for a while, went to Splice and kind of helped them get out of MDL back into Pro League. And then when that switched off, we looked for an org, found Envy, and here we are with this roster now. So it's been it's been a fun ride with Envy so far. It's been very fast. I mean, we got here in September and it's already April, which is absurd.
Wild, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you got me on this team, right, Zach?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait, Nifty was on the podcast last week. He said he hand selected this team. He said
The coach had a little bit of a
Thank God for Noah.
he was signing contracts. He was taking a private jet to meet these guys.
Yeah, of course. Noah was super
Knocked
involved.
on my front door in Canada. Like,
Yeah.
He went to Canada.
Give me an interview.
Some pancakes. Yeah.
That scene out of Moneyball where he showed up in the guy's house and offered him a contract on the
Show
table.
me the money.
Yeah.
Fed my moose.
Fed your moose to
moose.
Canadian.
Canadians, my igloo.
My egg
So
roll.
our fans,
Igloo.
they know the legacy of NB, and like I still have people that like message me and say, "Where's Kenny?" and like, "Where's all these like old people who haven't played for our team for years?" What can our fans expect from the new face of CSGO for Envy?
I mean, in terms of like skill or
hype man, that took way too long. You should have been the first one to answer that. Should have been the first one.
Too busy laughing.
I mean, I'm just excited because we have like 5 level-headed guys, and I think we mesh like extremely well together. So I think you'll see like a lot of progression out of us. Like even at the start, I think we're just gonna come out of the gates hot, like we did at the first thing we played. That we already beat like
the
Cole
Dallas
and the
qualifier,
BO3, and
it was wild to see the success you guys had with little to no.
Yeah, we had like no strats at all. Like we were just going off Noah's like info and Noah's calls.
Natural
and,
chem,
you know. But like we're like every single day is like really productive, I feel, and already like our map pool is like I don't think there's a single map that we like can't play. Which on every single like team I've been on, we've always had like a permaban of like a map. Like we always permaban overpass, but that's because like our opera always hated it. But like I know our map pool is gonna be very nice. So I don't know. We just mesh really well together. So
what else makes a successful team, I guess, is the question. So you talked about kind of the synergy and you guys get along, but it's got to be more than that.
I think the biggest thing, which may seem like the easiest, is like you need 5 guys who are just genuinely friends with each other. Because like personalities get in the way all the time. And like when personalities get in trouble, like in a way with each other, it's hard to like criticize you. Like the 2 guys will not criticize each other. And then when they do, they probably will just argue in game. So
I really think that having 5 versatile players is one of the most important things. You look at Astralis, and they're extremely versatile players individually. And I stress a lot in practice and just outside of practice as well, just being comfortable in the chaos. So when things break down, you may have practiced a strat many, many times, but a team in a match brings something different to the table that you haven't seen before. And this team, I feel, individually can change up whatever they're doing in that moment and be comfortable doing it. Josh, for instance, is truly one of the best operators that we have in this game. And he could switch into a support role if he has to. He can switch into a rifle if he has to, which he's been working very, very hard at and is quite competent at this point. Just having a full roster of guys who can just switch up in that moment. Noah can call whatever he wants, something that's a surprising call that we haven't even practiced yet before. He can still call and we can run it well.
Just adapt immediately.
Yeah, the adaptability of this team, I think, is going to be our strongest.
Mike Tyson has a great quote. Are you old enough to know Mike Tyson, Zom? Nope. You don't know who Mike Tyson is?
Nope.
Oh, he was that basketball player, right?
Yeah.
oh my God,
With the thing.
he doesn't know.
Mike Tyson. Punch out? Nothing?
Nope. I lived on the computer.
Listen, this is
all my
homework for the
life.
week is to YouTube Mike Tyson and see what a beast this man was. This dude was a machine, and he was knocking people out. A boxer was knocking people out in 15 seconds, like
no one could touch
destroying people. And he had a famous quote that said, "Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face."
Yep.
And that's kind of what you're saying is like,
Yeah.
it's easy to say, oh, we're a team and we're great and we're family and like everything's going right until it breaks down.
Once you start losing,
And you're down a couple.
true colors start.
You're down a couple rounds, and then it's like, okay, what are you made of?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
So, and I think that's like you said, that's important for us. Like we have EPL coming up very, very soon, and I mean we have a limited amount of time to practice. Like Brad said, we are getting a very good map pool together already, but it's still a short amount of time. But for us, it's especially me and Noah, it's making sure that everyone understands this is about the process. All right, we bring a little 76ers kind of terminology here. It's about the process of becoming a good team, not the results right away. So obviously, we expect to do well at this event. We're very confident in ourselves, but this event does not define our success over these first couple weeks. We're still just growing towards being a better team and growing for the long haul. And as long as everyone understands that, isn't all completely results oriented and just worry about trying to be a better team every single day, then we're going to do well at this event. We're going to do well going forward. So
how do you deal with the fan base, and I'm talking esports in general, that demands blood like instantly? They want wins and they want them fast. If you're not winning, if you go to a tournament and you don't finish top 3, top 5, trash.
Yeah.
Get rid of somebody. Somebody has to go. It's a player problem. Make changes.
From a coach's perspective, that Josh has actually done a good job talking about this too. Is no one's opinion matters except the 5 people
Yeah, you
that
just
are
gotta
practicing
ignore all
with
those
you.
people.
Yeah, it's just listen to your teammates, trust your teammates' opinions in each other, believe in each other. And the Reddit stuff, I mean, it's hard to ignore sometimes. Reddit, Twitter, you're getting berated with messages on all sorts of different platforms. You just got to do your best to ignore it and know that your teammates have your back, and that's what we're trying to stress here.
Does that have an effect on you guys, if any? You guys look at the Reddit and Twitter?
Like I look at it, but it doesn't affect me. Like we already get like those people were like, oh, disband and stuff. Like we're like we beat Cole, and then we got owned by like Denial. And everyone's like, oh, this roster sucks. And it's like, Jesus.
Do you guys get DMs? Are people DMing you?
Well,
Like retire, washed
I've
up.
gotten one.
yeah, because people
You've gotten one?
loses
I've got one or
skins.
Some got one or two.
I've had death threats before.
Jeez.
Like and to the point where like they like said where I live and stuff, like almost to the point. Like,
Wow.
and
That's
and
scary.
my sister's a cop. So I'm
you
like, I
notified
messaged
your
her. I'm
sister
like,
immediately.
well, my
Immediately.
sister's
I
like,
hope.
give me all the information on this guy.
Wow.
And then I told him, I'm like, my sister's a cop. She wants to hunt you down. And then, what was I gonna say?
Death threats over
Oh,
a
it's
game.
and this is when
And then he immediately just said, "Oh, I was kidding, man."
Change
like,
always
it's
say,
like
saying the
a
cop
keyboard.
thing
It's all
comes up.
keyboard warriors. Just people who lose
And
skins.
that's always what it is. Like it's oh, you're this, you're that, and then when they see you in person, yo, can I get an autograph?
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, were you this guy that was just bashing me on the internet?
I mean,
I was just kidding, bro.
It doesn't matter
banter.
what
Banner.
team you are on, except for Astralis, I guess, who wins all the time. Like you're gonna get those people.
Yeah.
So you just
I
gotta
think it's
ignore
been
them.
like in like esports for like a while now. So it's like to the point where it's like almost all of them, if not most, like doesn't affect you, right? Because I mean, who cares what they say, right? Like you don't know them, right?
if you let that affect you, like you can't be a professional.
Yeah.
Like if those things affect you, like there's no way.
That's a good point. And you developed that at such a young age. Like usually it takes time. Like
I mean,
you come from the generation of social media. Like you were born into it,
Yeah.
bred by it.
yeah,
I mean, he deals with that all the time.
Yeah,
in
like
your
on my
chat.
stream.
Like, you like live with that stuff.
yeah. So I mean,
People call him trash, and he's just like, yeah.
So you're saying people
Yeah,
come in
yeah.
your Twitch chat just to
Yeah.
troll, just
Yeah.
to talk some trash.
yeah. There's just problems like, yeah, you're right. I'm on your side, bro. Like you don't need to tell me.
That's a great tactic.
Yeah,
That's
it
so
is.
genius.
I mean,
It's
that's-
very hard. When it's very hard to like heckle or troll somebody when they're agreeing with you.
Right, like what are they
No.
supposed
So
to
you're
say
like, oh,
back?
you're
They'd be
trash.
like,
Like, yeah, I know, man.
No,
what are they supposed to say back? It's like,
Yeah, it's like, well,
you show that
Well,
you
that was-
actually like annoys you, they're just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, they actually responded to me.
get a rise. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So just gotta ignore them.
Just gotta, weed through the trash, man. I got to the dark part of YouTube this weekend, and I was just looking at CSGO theories and like all this random stuff. One of the things I found, I looked at, there was a scandal apparently in 2015, 2016, revolving around skins and people gambling for skin. What am I thinking of? Pro Build, Gamer Build. What's the PC company that makes these computers?
We're talking about iBuyPower right now?
Yes.
Or what? Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. So
Oh,
I kinda-
boy.
Are we talking about the iBuyPower thing? We're going right into that. huh?
Yeah,
All right.
so-
oh boy.
I even watched the game. I watched the full match, and they were actually playing against JDM and Cutler.
Mousepaz, I
as
think,
well.
was the team at the time. Mousepaz? I think
Yeah,
that was
I think
it.
so.
Was
Yeah,
it?
you
Yeah.
might be, you're too young.
You're too young.
You have no idea.
No, that's when I
Even
just
that
started the game.
2015 is too young.
I made that game
for
really
some. It's
obvious, I
crazy.
feel.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
wild, just all of that. And so, like, again, you click the side video, and now you're into like cheating, and there was all these people saying that there was evidence of cheating at last year's majors, the 2018 majors, and I was watching like people following with their crosshairs players through walls and stuff like that. And
Oh,
it's
like literal like hacking, cheating.
Yeah,
type-
exactly.
Yeah.
And like I don't know enough about it. It was kind of one of those like tinfoil hat videos where you're like, is this guy serious?
There's a lot of
But
those out there.
It,
for sure.
it begs the question, like, is that a problem just in the CS community? Do you think? Like, is
I don't
is
think so.
cheating
I don't
rampant?
think. I don't think anyone cheats. Like I think the most that could happen is maybe like I mean people. There's like the whole thing with Astralis and like NVIDIA settings and how they can see through smokes. But I don't believe any of that.
Yeah.
Like everyone thought the radar bug or whatever, like the radar, like that's how they're getting all their kills. But like now that it's gone, they're still nuts. So I don't actually think anyone cheats. Like I don't know. Flusha was pretty nuts before.
Let's take away the esports scene now and just say the community in general.
Oh, the
I've
community. I don't really.
I've jumped
matchmake.
on just like regular CS:GO.
Oh yeah. Every time I matchmake, there's at least one cheat. I feel.
Yeah, I don't think I've gotten a game where somebody wasn't like doing something they
Yeah,
weren't
someone's
supposed to
at least
do.
well hacking.
Yeah.
I think
like
that's
every counter, like FPS.
yeah, I think that's a double-edged sword of the free to play switch that they made. You have to play like 50 hours or whatever it is to be able to matchmake after you make your new account. But I'm sitting here imagining what it's like to be a new account player that has to get to those 50 hours and how many cheaters you probably have to deal with in those 50 hours.
Ridiculous.
50
Right.
hours is a lot of like there's some people who cannot put in 50 hours in 2 days. Like you can't just grind
Yeah,
it
that's
out.
true.
So those 50 hours are actually important towards getting to that point. Like that's for some people, 2-3 weeks, maybe even a month of playing before you can even match make. So you're running into cheaters the entire time that you're playing for these 50 hours. That's your CSGO experience for your first week of Counter-Strike. That's not a good time, man.
I don't think that's good for the game either.
No, that's
But
terrible.
that's like any game. Like I tried getting into Dota, like or like just playing casually, but every time I queue, I face like Smurfs, which they're not cheating, but like they're 50 times better than me. It's like they're cheating.
Yeah, it's very
I think they're
what they're
cheating.
doing.
So I play one game and
Yeah.
I'm just getting destroyed. And
Smurfing's
And I'm
I
sure
just
your
quit the game
teammates are
right
just,
away.
very comforting and like
Well,
supportive.
like I got Smurfs on my team. It's like whoever carries me, I guess.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, every team, like at least in Counter Strike, if you're really serious, you can go on ESCA or Face It, which has no cheaters in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that you have to
Well,
find the sanctuary of
I mean,
yeah.
I don't think so.
It's got less cheaters.
Less. Okay.
So I don't know. So when I was watching the videos again, I just kept clicking. I kept clicking on the side videos and got to this point where it was another theory that was, have you guys played the game Left 4 Dead?
Yes.
That
course.
somehow they are based in the same world is the theory. This is a fan theory. And like all Valve games in general are in the same universe. And like, so Counter-Strike is like before everything starts to break out, and then Left 4 Dead is obviously after the pandemic and like the zombie breakout. Do you see any truth to that? Is there anything in there,
never
or
heard
is
of
this
this theory.
you never?
It's a fun thought. I mean, yeah, it's an interesting thought. I think that
people
what they're looking for, the word is engine. It's all in the same engine.
people
but
do some interesting things with their time.
It's just too much free time. Is that what it is?
I think it might be a
It's
little
just
too much free time on that one.
He's like,
Yeah.
he saw the same fence in like Dust 2 as
As
in
like,
Left 4
oh,
Dead. He's like, wait a
confirmed.
minute.
Confirmed.
I've seen that fence somewhere.
Oh man, what's the transition been like for you guys coming to Envy?
Well, being on Cole, it was first team ever. Like, I've been on Cole for like almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
I actually got cut like pretty close to. I was how I got cut was I was like I think it was like Christmas Eve, and
Wait, you got cut on Christmas Eve?
yeah, well it was either Christmas Eve or closer. But I was at a family dinner, like my grandparents were there, like my whole family, and then I get a text from Jason. And it was just like
It's either the best time or the worst time.
We need to like, can you call or whatever? It's kind of like girls saying we need to talk. Like right away, I'm like, shit. I go upstairs to call him, and he's like, "I'll bench." I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
Oh man,
I go back. It's pretty awkward for the rest of
Merry
the night.
Christmas.
is that the worst or
But-
the best? So on one hand, you have the worst Christmas present ever.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you're surrounded by good food,
Yeah.
family, friends.
I mean-
So if there's ever a time to have like a support blanket around
Yeah,
you,
yeah, it's true. I had my
and to
girlfriend
receive
stuff. I
bad
didn't tell
news-
anyone other than my girlfriend. I'm like whispering, like, just got cut.
Oh man,
But the more that I thought about it, like, it was obviously like I didn't know it was gonna happen. But after I thought about it, I knew it's, like it could be good for my career. Like, not many team players like stay on the same team like their entire career. So like it's nice to get a different perspective. But like the time I was like 2 months, I was like teamless. Like definitely have some dark thoughts. Like, am I good enough to still play
am I
in
still
the
good
team?
enough? Yeah, can I still hang?
Will any team like pick me up? Should I just get a job at McDonald's?
Back to the factory, back to the droid
Back to the
factory.
I just work at
X23.
McDonald's for the rest of my life. Yeah, so like the text from Noah, I was at a bubble tea shop with my girlfriend Myrna, and I get a text from Noah like, I look at my phone. Are you interested in joining Envy with me and JDM? I swear, I like a smile on my face for the next like 3 days.
I bet.
Yeah.
Just a backflip and
Yeah.
bubble tea.
No, I was so excited. Yeah. I don't know. I was so excited after that.
Sam, coming from streaming, like how much have you had to cut back on streaming now that you're practicing for a living?
A lot. Like even now, like I stream like every other 2 days, you know. But I didn't. So before I joined Envy, I played with Soul Patrol, or now known as Lazarus. But I played with them in a qualifier, and during that time, I already like committed. Like I gave up my streaming time to play with them in the qualifier, and obviously, you know, we qualified for the event, but things happen, you know. Then after that, I was like, Brax, you know, he basically asked me to stay and help him rebuild the team, and I told him like what's happening. Like I got the offer from Envy, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest, like I'm more than likely gonna leave. So do you still want me to help you rebuild all that? But like streaming wise, I already gave up my stream like a while ago, you know. But it's like you can't have a streaming career and a professional career at the same time. So you have to, So you definitely have to choose one or the other. But my intentions from the start was never to be a streamer, right? I was streaming just for the fun of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so obviously when I got the two choices, it was rather easy to choose, whether I want to be a pro player or a streamer.
Mm-hmm.
It was rather easy to choose.
So you're confident you're on the right side of the fence,
right,
going to esports.
Yeah,
because that's something that I see a lot of players kind of struggle with. Looking at the Overwatch League, I don't know if you guys follow that at all, but some of the most popular players in the league for the inaugural season and the second season have either left mid-season or immediately in the off-season to go back to streaming. They said, like, this is where I want to be. I want to be with the community. I want to be streaming. The schedule, you kind of you get to be your own boss.
Right.
You get to make your own schedule, those kind of things. When you're a professional player, you got to do things like, I don't know, coming on a podcast, recording a video. So, there's more to it. There's big money behind it, and there are obligations that have to be, completed. So, but you're confident that you made the right choice coming to esports.
Yeah.
You have a nice first starting team. I'm jealous.
Just straight to the big leagues. All the time. I'm like, hey, you're trying to break into the scene. Nobody just jumps straight to, one of the top dogs. Honestly. You got to start somewhere. And then this kid just comes in and just proves everything I say.
Brought me into the pro scene and everything. But we kind of, at the start, we went through so many people, because we were just trying to pick up the best option available, keep on recycling people.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I never believe you can just pick up the best player possible. You kind of have to personality, know everything about him.
Mm-hmm.
But
do you think, this is for the coach mentality, do you think if you picked up the best players currently in CSGO, let's say it was a draft and you had the board and you had the top picks, you could pick an entire lineup, and you had all the first picks, you put all those guys on a team, would they be successful? Would they just outright own immediately?
No. I think they would do very well.
Yeah.
I don't.
I think that you take a team, you look at an Astralis, I think probably 4 Astralis members might be on that team.
Mm-hmm.
But you take a team like Astralis and just their individual skill and, like I said, that adaptability of those players is extremely noticeable. And I think that Glaive brings that team together, and there's a lot of good mixes there. But the individual play is a big part of it too. Mm-hmm. So, I think that there's certainly some truth to that team being successful. I don't know what we define as successful. If winning every single tournament is what we're talking about. But you see a team like FaZe who came in and tried to do something similar to that. They brought in a lot of big names and a lot of top players, definitely at the time, at the very least. And it's about how that team meshes together. Mm-hmm. But if you have a team that can adapt and you get someone to kind of come in and lead that team, like a Glaive type, and kind of get those personalities to work well together, then I think it'll be successful. It's just that personality side of things is definitely the hard part to
Joy,
manage.
you said you disagree. You said they wouldn't find immediate success.
Yeah, because I don't know, if they have an ego or anything, the second people disagree with each other, it's hard to progress as a team. It's hard. I don't know.
No, I agree with that too, 100%. The personalities have to work well.
I don't agree with you just because if you took anyone from Astralis and put them on mouse sports or whatever, would they be the star player of that team? Maybe, I don't know, maybe not. Dupree on mouse sports, would he be the best player on that team?
Wait, you're saying if you pulled one player from Astralis and put them on?
Yeah, would they be the star player? Probably, I don't, probably not. I think those guys just they have good aim and everything, but they work so well together, react so well. I think that's the most important part of creating a successful team.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too. And as far as putting taking an Astralis player and putting them on another team, you're right. It depends how they mesh well together, right? There's a lot of moving pieces to an Astralis. So you put into a Dupree on one team, and his protocols that he's worked out with Astralis might not be the same on that other team, so that's where it could kind of fall up short. But I do think that you take a lot of those players from Astralis, you put them on other teams. I still think there's going to be a lot of success for those players individually. How well the success is going to be, it's hard to get anyone to, with the expectations that those players individually have on Astralis, it's hard to define them as successful on any other team. Because if you leave an Astralis, for instance, you're leaving one of the best teams of all time. There's no getting to that. This is the peak of esports.
You can't go
now.
any higher.
No,
right
you can't.
Now,
yeah, exactly. It's hard to beat what you
throne.
have. Well, as soon as we get going, exactly. Give us a month.
A month? That's all you need?
It's about the process.
That's how much time the fans will give you. I'll give you
That's what I'm hearing on
4
Reddit.
months.
Yeah, a month is tops. That's what they're expecting.
So we all know communication is vital. What is that? What's the secret sauce for the coach? What do you see when you say team synergy and stuff like that? Is it trust? Does it boil down to trust?
Trust is a huge part of it. there's a lot of teams that you see when there is that distrust is guys trying to do too much in a round, sometimes flat out ignoring protocols because they think even if you follow what the team plan is, it's not going to go right. So the trust is definitely a huge part of it. But working out protocols ahead of time, just engaging conversation inside and outside of practice as far as what you want to do in certain rounds is all really important. So, I mean, there's a lot of intricacies to communication, but I really actually do agree with you. Trust is a huge part of it.
So when I talked to Noah, that's one of kind of the things he stressed about Astralis specifically is he said when things go wrong, they know where the other player is going to be. They don't even have to like say it. It's almost like it transcends communications. They don't have to say, move to this tactic or this strategy. They're already there. They just have, worked together for so long and they just know each other like the back of their hand where it goes without even saying. They just do. It's like automatic.
Yeah. No, the faster you're able to react to stuff, like the faster, like if you get a flash off, it could just win when you're winning the round and like double peeking stuff together. It's all about timing the game. 1 second too late could lose you the round. 1 second too early could lose you the round. So communication is definitely huge in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, knowing that someone's going to be in a position when X happens on the map or you move into a different position, knowing that you have a teammate coming in to support you from a certain spot is just comforting. you don't have to worry about your back. You're worried about where your crosshair is and what you're doing. You don't have to worry about necessarily what is my teammate doing in that moment. You know what he's doing. It's already been practiced. It's already in your head. There's no second guessing it or questioning it. And like I said, with the Astralis in particular, if things ever do get chaotic, they have a lot of individual play to make up for that in that moment, in those rare occasions where they're not necessarily 100% prepared for what's about to happen. Yeah.
So in esports, coaches like match day and during the match have different kind of roles and different levels of access to the players. Talk to us about CSGO and like what level of, do you get to talk about halftime? Like, is it?
Yeah, well, I mean, the coach's role, I think, changes a lot depending on different teams. Even just on my time at Envy, my roles changed quite a bit. I've had a little bit of IGL impact even at times in the old Envy. And this one with Noah, he's such a great leader, such a great IGL. I'm just trying to enhance his ability to IGL and trying to help him with strategy and things like that and things that I see, issues that I see in game. But across tournaments, the most common one right now is free. You can talk in freeze time, then you're cut off for the entire round. You can call pauses. I think you get 4 pauses a game at 30 seconds a piece, or 4 pauses a half.
Which I think is great. I wish other esports adopted that because there's times.
Do they not?
Overwatch League is the first one that comes to mind, and there is no like tactical timeouts, no P pauses, no nothing. So like when things are going wrong, they just go all the way off tilt. So it's like the momentum. It's hard to break another team's momentum where a good like timeout call, like if somebody's gaining momentum or something like that, you can totally like
make an
call
adjustment
timeout,
in the moment, whatever the case is.
Let them cool down a little bit. Be like, hey, y'all chill on that side. We're going to get our stuff together and then come back and, make plays.
Yeah, I didn't know that they didn't have any sort of like a pause situation or way for a coach to be more involved as the game is going on. So I guess we're a little bit
But can the coach talk the whole time, though? Or in Overwatch?
No, it's a halftime. It's a halftime thing. They come into a dugout in halftime and they kind of reassess things and say, hey, watch out for this. You're doing this a little too much. Stick to the game plan, those kind of things. And then sending them back out. And they're literally in the back, like watching on a screen. They can hear the comms, but they can't communicate with the team at all. So,
I mean, it's weird because you see it across different sports too, like traditional sports, where managers and coaches have different roles. Like baseball, a coach is involved almost every single time. He has so much time to talk to his players, so much downtime in baseball. Football, there's coaches yelling in plays and things like that. And then there's basketball where your point guard is more your coach on the floor and things like, and your coach isn't as involved. So, I mean, I think esports is kind of trying to find out, and especially across different games, where the coach's role exactly is, because I don't even think we know 100%. I really like how CSGO has it right now. I'd love to be talking all the time, but I understand why you can't. So having pauses, being able to talk in freeze times, I think are all great. I think my involvement or a coach's role is in a good spot in CSGO.
What's it look like in practice? Are you communicating with the guys like via voice chat, or are you like typing to them after they die?
I talk to them. We actually have a plug-in to our server. You can't usually talk when you're in spectate to the players, but we have one set up, and most teams do now, to where you can in practice. So I'm talking to them most of the time. If I have to type something specific to them, or maybe they can't hear me, I type to them off to the side. But usually it's just making minor adjustments, making sure strats run right. moments where I see kind of a lack of communication, just reminding the guys, hey, communicate here, talk a little better. You can usually just talk whenever you need to. If you need to correct something, take a pause in practice even.
I was gonna say Zach is keeping everything really positive so far. Like he hasn't grilled us yet.
Yeah,
he's just like after scrims, no matter what.
This
it's
is
like
the
good
honeymoon
job.
phase,
It's
though.
like, good
It's
job,
gotta
guys.
be. It's gotta be.
Everything's
We could
so
lose
bright
like
and shiny.
0 to 16. Like, yeah, good job, guys.
Well, what Noah and I are trying to do in terms of leadership of this team is positive psychology, right? We want to focus on the positives. We want to obviously bring up negatives and correct mistakes, but you still have to talk about the positives in the day. It's reinforcing the positives and correcting the mistakes. It's not focusing on the negative on a team. So I think that's really important. I think it's working well with this team in particular. Obviously, there's different coaching tactics with different personalities and ways to lead a team. But with what we're doing right now, I think this is exactly spot on with what we need to continue doing and will ultimately lead to a really, really successful team.
Sam, is this your first coach?
Yeah.
And how does that,
Because the complexity. Yeah, Matt, he kind of like coached me a bit.
you had a
Give
pseudo
you some
coach?
advice and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, it was like,
Well, like
kinda-
CS wise, I guess.
What's it like having a coach?
it's nice, honestly.
Yeah, because he tells you
like-
to look at the schedule so you know what time practice is.
Yeah. Be on the podcast.
Honestly, well, it's like, if I die doing this, it's like, then I can like immediately talk to my coach and be like, wait, did you just see how I died, or whatever it might be, and he'd be a yes or no, right? If he says no, then I'll be like, so this is what happened. What do you think I should have done? Because I did this, right? I ask him all the time, and then he gives me the answer, but it's obviously like all situational for all the answers. But it's nice to have someone to like either back up your judgment or like help you like with more options.
Yeah, you get a second opinion, second
Right.
look at things.
Don't die with your nades, Sam. $1,300 for the nades. You died one time. I still
Again.
remember that in practice.
What happened? No,
Focusing on the positive. You were in the right spot, but you had all your nades. You should have thrown your nades.
you didn't throw
before
any
you went
nades,
there.
bro.
No,
No,
I mean
you
it
had
was
all
like
nades. You can't
He's
die with your
trying to
nades,
just
guys.
headshot.
You
I didn't-
cannot
throw
die
those
with
over
I'm
the
your
always
wall.
like paranoid about getting timinged, right?
Oh,
So like the
shit.
moment I pull out a nade, like this guy's gonna peek
Yeah.
me. It happens to me so much.
true.
Like it's
Timing
Even when
like
you
right.
hesitate, that's when you get timing.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you throw it like right away, usually like
Some of the advanced tactics, like I still don't understand, and they like blow my mind. Where people are like players are jumping on top of other players to like get vision or something.
stacks.
Like, what is
like
that called?
triple boost and
Boosting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. Isn't there something you could do through smoke or something like that? Or is that it?
You can boost over
I see
smokes.
over-
As far as seeing through smokes individually, or what are we talking about here?
I just seen them do like something where they were stacking. And
Yeah.
I feel
Seeing
like
over,
that shouldn't be allowed. Like triple boosts, like I feel like
Yeah.
that's so cheap. Like on an overpass, there's the one where you can see heaven, and like the one at long too, where you can see like all of A site. Like that.
So
I feel
you're
like there's
literally
no
making like a human totem
Yeah,
pole.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like
quite
there's
literally
no
making a
skill
human totem
involved
pole.
in that though. Like
all
They-
skill. You gotta find those.
like you're just dying to triple boost.
I wouldn't be able to platform on top of each other. I'd move a little bit and the dude would fall off, and then we'd all get shot in the
I don't even
face.
want to know all the stuff people are gonna find on Vertigo. Like, that
Vertigo.
map
Oh,
is
yeah, that's gonna be-
boy.
Yeah.
Like I like the map, but I just know there's gonna be so much of those little gimmicks that are gonna happen. I'm gonna die in the dumbest
Yeah.
ways.
Is that the new map that was added to the rotation? I saw
well,
the
they removed
Vertigo.
Cash, my favorite map. That's how I won a knife
mad.
every month back in the
You
day.
lost Cobble and you lost Cash now, right?
Yeah,
Those are your two
I was
favorite
actually
maps.
the drop player on Cobble, and I loved
And you
it.
loved it. Yeah, you're the only player I've ever heard that's they like.
That's because I
playing
love the
drop on
auto
Cobble.
shotty though. Auto
Oh,
shotty's
fair
nice.
enough. Shotgun work.
I just buy shotgun and play drop. Like,
Probably dropping away.
So one of the things that I hate to keep going back to Overwatch League, but it's my love. They have multiple coaches. They have like an army of coaches right now. We just signed another one from France. We're the French invasion.
How
And
many?
We got like three.
We have three
four
coaches?
people. They have 4 coaches.
well, each one, like we have an analyst and a coach.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually
What is
consider
Overwatch. Like,
Taylor. We have Tailored, who's our analyst, but I consider him an assistant coach. The guy goes above and beyond what a normal analyst does in CSGO. He's there every single practice. Same thing as a coach
What's
does.
his name?
Tailored.
Taylor. Shout
Yeah.
out to Taylor.
Yeah, shout out to Taylor
out.
for sure. No, he works
Prune
extremely
squad.
hard. Yeah, too much soda popping lately for you guys, but
Eugene.
In the
Yeah.
middle of the track group. Who's going?
he's
Makes me laugh.
a great person to have on the team. Again, another person that meshes well with everybody, and is an excellent analyst. He does great work on preparation for other teams and has great input for what we're doing in practice. When I can't see something, he's watching someone else and able to tell me. I'm able to tell them, or he directly tells them as well. So just having that second, like you said, kind of like a second coach for us has been really helpful. So
So one of the things we always beg for is more staff.
Right.
You know, resources are limited. If you had an extra staff, what would you assign them to?
So say I had a person beyond Taylor.
You get to bring in one more person.
One more person.
Yeah, you can even drop a name like I want this person and I want them to do this.
Because all
for
I
the
eat is
team.
McDonald's every
You
day.
know,
Who is this?
Nutritionist, like or
A
something.
nutritionist?
Yeah,
I
need
would-
one of those.
I would absolutely love a sports psychologist.
Sports
I think
psychologist.
that would be incredible to have. I know that we're kind of working on that, and it's within MD's power to get something like that going. It's just a matter of kind of figuring out when we're going to do it.
Vitally important.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I was wanting to be a sports psychologist before my esports career kind of kicked
Really?
in. So I really do fundamentally believe in it. It's just having the guys that want to buy into it and believe it's going to help them as well as the important part. That's the one issue with sports psychology is you have to. It's two ways, right?
We had one on Cole, but like we didn't really utilize them. Like,
Exactly.
It's more of a
everyone
reactive, like when during the dark times.
like you'd
Yeah.
rather
see
just
the-
talk to like your coach or something than this guy, like because I don't know, he'd never played like Counter-Strike or anything, so you can't relate too much. But I get like where he's trying to come from, but I don't know. Maybe we just didn't utilize him enough. So
the stress of just dealing with the amount of stuff that's thrown at you guys on a daily basis and the decisions you're having to make in such short time, like there should be preemptive measures that are taking. So sports psychologist, someone who it doesn't mean you're crazy if you're meeting once a month to talk to this person. It's venting, it's healthy. You get it all out and you go back to work, and it doesn't build up, because that's what I see a lot is only reactive measures. And so somebody just bottles it in. It's like, oh, there's this situation, but I'm cool. You know, it's part of being a pro. And then it just gets to that point where it's just, and that's where you have people blowing up and
yeah,
Turmoil.
that's one of the
Getting
biggest
crazy
things in
on
Counter-Strike
Reddit.
too. Like
Turmoil.
feeling comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable, it's like almost impossible to play good.
Oh yeah.
Like it's all about confidence. You know, like you got 5 kills on the pistol round, you're probably dropping 30. Like it's so like mental, this game.
Is there something that brings you confidence specifically besides popping off?
Team huddle.
Having like a
Yeah,
person
like,
there,
having a
or
game
team
plan.
huddle?
Yeah.
Well, just
Yeah.
having a game plan, and like if I'm like really confident in the map and like who I'm playing with, and like we have a bunch of reactions and stuff, and it just feels right, and we have a game plan going in, like that's how I feel confident.
So it sounds like experience, knowing you put in the time.
Yeah, exactly.
I always felt my best when I knew I did everything in my power to prepare myself for a game, because I played like traditional sports in college. But that's when I felt most comfortable. It was like, man, I busted my butt. I ran all those sprints. I worked out twice a day. Like I did everything I could in my power to prepare for this game. I'm good. If I knew in my heart of hearts that I didn't, that's when I was like, oh, I don't know. These guys are kind of good. Like,
So the doubt comes in. You leave the room for the doubt.
I don't believe in like picking a different map just because like they're good on it. Like if you're comfortable on Inferno, and like but they never play Train and they leave it open, like I think, and you don't really play Train that often also. Like I think you should just pick Inferno, because like that actually happened to us versus Vitality. We picked Train because they never played it, and we practiced it a bit, so we're kind of confident on it. But like Inferno, our best map was open, but we decided to do Train, and we got like 16-0. But like I think the whole mentality is just not feeling too confident. Like it really affects the players. Like I know me, like he came back and he said it's Train. I'm like, oh.
So there's a thin line between cocky and confident.
Yeah.
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 For sure.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Sure.
Oh, it's Train? Wait, what was it default?
Yeah. No, exactly. Everyone's like, what are the strats and everything? And like when you only dry run strats like once or twice, like it's not gonna work.
All right, I'm going to hit you guys with
Yeah.
some rapid fire questions. You guys ready for this? Or I'm going to call it semi-automatic because there's 3 of you. So I'm just going to go around the table, and you have about, I'm going to give you 3 seconds. Hey, don't look at my notes. Don't look at my notes.
I can't read.
Chill. No, so I'm going to give you like 3 seconds to answer the question, all right? And just whatever comes to mind. You got the easy one. Best CSGO team right now.
Stralis.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait,
Easy.
wait, let me get
Worst
an easy
CSGO team right now.
one. Soul Patrol.
First one that came to mind.
For all of you, are we in agreement? Tables in agreement on this?
Well, are we talking about like Pro League?
Yeah, let's say Burr League.
Okay, then.
This
Yeah.
is a fan question, so.
Okay, well, Soul Patrol now would be.
You say Rogue right now because they got a mess
Rogue.
going on
Yeah,
right
but
now.
they're not even pro anymore.
I think
I
they
don't
still
know
have
what's
a
going on
spot.
with the Cloud9.
Anyway, the rapid fire question.
All
time.
right.
You
Oh,
said
yeah,
Soul
rapid
Patrol.
fire,
You're
rapid
stuck- You're stuck on Soul Patrol.
Oh, this one fell perfectly to the coach. Best player on the team.
Oh.
Really? That's the question
Wait,
you're going to
Chris,
have?
Spicy.
it's 1, 2,
Nifty.
3. Oh, this
Nifty.
guy.
He's
I'm
the
going with the
leader.
leader. I'm going with the
He's
leader.
Leonardo
That is
of the Ninja Turtles.
This is where
I
our
hate to see
chemistry
that.
breaks down, right?
Oh,
there.
yeah.
That answer.
Who's the second
There goes
best
all the good
player?
vibes, guys.
This is when
Rank them, no.
Yeah, rank them.
Rank them
second,
one,
your
third.
performance
Yeah.
will go down.
All right, Droid. Best thing about CS.
Should have said Taylor.
Team play.
The team play aspect. Okay. Worst thing about CS.
Timing.
Timing. Explain. Elaborate. I want elaboration. on
Like
that
me, 1,300 nades. I couldn't use them because I thought I'd get timing. The moment I pull it out, this guy's peeking me.
one. Okay. Yeah, I could totally
It's
see
your
that.
inexperience. Why are you pulling out a nade?
Best gun
Exactly.
in the game.
Op.
Og.
We're torn. We're table divided right now. Favorite player. I'm gonna go around all of
s0m.
you on this one. s0m.
Android.
You guys.
Yeah, I've been wanting to play with like
It's
s0m for
adorable.
so
My
Yeah,
whole
no.
team are my favorite players. I love
guys are
everyone on my
lame.
He's
team.
actually like my little brother. No, we've actually wanted to play with each other for like 2 years now.
Really?
Yeah, we've always wanted to.
Dream come true.
Yep.
Give him a high five right
Love
now.
story.
Give him a little high five.
High five.
The cringe 5.
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
that's so awkward.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it wasn't good.
Edit it out.
That's a
Worst
gift
high
right
five
there.
Edit it out.
That's a gift.
That's a gift.
This is a fan question. The best food Android had while in the UK for the Face It Major.
I had the Chicken World.
Chicken World.
Yeah, it was like these
Tell us
spicy.
about this. Amazing.
There's like spicy chicken, chicken wings.
Okay.
And I ordered them like every single day I was there.
Were they succulent?
Yeah, they're good, but
Oh, this is rapid fire. Rapid fire.
uh,
We don't have time to get into the chicken. Bath or shower?
Shower.
Last song you listened to?
Middle child.
Who's that?
Zach's question.
Isn't that that's J. Cole?
Stay cool.
I
Yeah.
thought we are just all answering now.
Yeah, go for it. You guys can all answer.
Oh,
this
I
one.
don't want to answer that one. I refuse.
I refuse.
Sam, what are you bumping?
What did I last listen to?
Yeah.
It was by Oliver Francis.
I don't know if you guys know
Golden
Nightcore.
Halo.
You know Nightcore, like Nightcore music?
No, not familiar.
It's
Tell
just
us
like
about it.
normal songs like sped up, I guess.
Okay.
Like I don't know.
I'm a
Like,
mashup
I always
man
listen-
myself.
I'm like a weeaboo.
I'm on like Doobie Brothers and Linkin Park, and they make a
Park.
baby, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful child. Most underrated player. This is a good one. Doesn't have to be on the team.
Automatic. Like he should be on top team right now. He
Automatic?
should be on Liquid maybe.
He's on C9.
Well,
He's got top org right now. Team.
yeah, he's on the top. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Tim's is so good.
Tim's
He's
a
so
little rough.
consistent. So
Sam, most underrated player.
Android.
Andrew.
Probably.
Hey,
No, seriously, think about it.
you guys got a bromance going on right
No,
now.
no, okay.
It's
So, like,
actually
yeah,
adorable.
okay. No, if you
It's
think about it, it's like, since when has Android, like, wait, we're talking about underrated, right?
yes.
Okay. So, since when have you seen, like, an Android post on, like, top of Reddit or, like, a YouTube video, right? Like, Android 3K or whatever. But it happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
People just don't, like, I guess, like,
feels bad. I think that has to do with branding too. Like I never stream.
Yeah,
I never do
exactly.
interviews that like I think that's like if you have a fan base, like everyone's gonna be clipping that, making YouTubes. But like
Right.
if you're like me, who's like sheltered life, don't go outside.
like, in practice,
doesn't
guy-
get sun. Then
this guy, like, in
robot.
practice
He's
gets, like,
an android.
I
yeah,
don't
he
know.
gets,
When
like,
we
4
start-
headshots.
when we start winning majors, then it'll happen.
Yeah.
So
Easy peasy. Most underrated player.
All right. Well, since it's rapid fire, I'm not gonna be able to really answer why this is my answer, but it's JDM.
JDM.
yeah,
Enough
Josh
said.
is nuts.
He's all right.
Josh is really
He's
good.
all right.
People, dude, and I'm gonna say JDM's rifle. I don't think people will
You know,
understand, like truly understand.
They're not
how good
respecting
his
it.
rifle
Josh
is
doesn't
right
really
now.
lounge anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm
His
saying.
lounge is like he's like at a normal like chair height. I think.
Ooh,
like,
don't say that to Josh.
The chair.
Look at that.
Josh, you're saying the chair's up.
We'll
right
see him
right
lying
now?
backwards tomorrow.
Well, like
That might break some fans' hearts.
Yeah.
it went from like here to like I don't
He's
know,
gradually
it's
started
Well,
sitting
you know, he's getting older. His back's going
Yeah.
out. He can't do the angle thing.
I feel like
You
you
gotta-
lean more if you're back. Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna
Rocking
be
chair.
a hunch. I'm already like hunched.
The JDM rocking
golem
chair.
from the ring.
Let's go
Lord
the
of the
opposite
Rings.
end of the spectrum. Most overrated player. Ooh, I read it.
Sam. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Romance is broken, guys.
I'm joking.
No answer. We pleading the fifth on this one.
Oh, I thought we were going down the line.
Simple. I'm kidding.
What? That guy's literally the You guys, wait.
Sam's over here grinning, man. He got somebody in mind. It's
Nah,
right there.
nah, I don't.
Shroud.
The thing is, I don't know anyone. Or
With the
Shroud's so
Shroud, I
overrated in
guess.
Counter Strike. It's unbelievable.
Shroud in CS. It's acceptable.
well, I mean, he's
Poor
got
guy
like
broke his
good
arm.
aim, but like
I'm looking at you, Coach.
I don't know what you're
I'm
talking
surprised he's still playing Apex. That
I
game-
didn't hear
Coach, please.
I didn't hear the question. What was it?
If you weren't playing CS:GO, what would you be playing?
League of Legends. I
do you
almost
play?
like went pro as on that game. I feel.
freaking way.
But then I got like permaban. So
Because you're toxic.
yeah, like I had a couple of clips in League I could show you, but
I don't want to see your montage.
I played
dude.
I played a lot of like Caston and Annie and like. All
Oh,
those-
you're a mid laner.
Yeah, mid.
Nice.
Well, I feel like that's how you carry the easiest in my opinion.
It's Garen, bro. Garen top lane.
Garen's off. lane.
Spin to win.
Yikes.
Sam, what would you be playing, man? He looks at his coach. Why did he?
Because he knows what game he's gonna say right now.
no, I don't see. That's the thing. Though. Okay, so there's this game, right? It's called Osu. I don't know if you know it.
Osu, the click,
Yeah,
the
you click
music.
Yeah,
click
but
or like pro
yeah,
it.
It's like
exactly.
Dance
That's what I'm
Revolution
saying.
for your
I feel like
fingers.
you can only play Osu for so much. You know.
You didn't play any other game.
You know,
while
I'm-
in CS,
exactly.
right?
I
I'm
don't
okay
play
if your
any
answer is
games.
Osu. I can live with that. It's Pummel Party that's the issue for me.
God,
What is
Pummel Party
Pummel Party?
every 5
Oh
seconds.
man, he can explain to you Pummel Party.
It's Mario Party pretty much, but it's like a budget version, and it's a lot of fun. And you
So-
play with 3 other friends, so basically 4 people.
Ever since,
But it's not Nintendo licensed characters. It's like not.
No,
Yeah,
That's
it's like
awesome.
Mario
Awesome.
Party,
Yeah.
but
It's
yeah.
so annoying every day. Pummel Party.
yeah.
Like, no, we should play Counter Strike. Pummel Party.
The day
Osu though, respect on Osu. I downloaded that
Yeah.
only because I watched Effect play it, and he's just killing it. And the music's good, and it's like anime music, and I'm like, yeah, I love this. Man, I lasted like 4 seconds.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there's only so
hard.
much you
check
can
out
play.
Osu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Other than that, I probably wouldn't be playing anything, honestly. Because, like,
You'd go outside, is what you're saying?
yeah, that's.
No way.
He's too young to realize
Yeah, like
what other
CS
games
is
you
like,
play.
yeah, CS is like the
Become
only
like an
game.
ice cream man.
Yeah, like CS is like the only game that like really triggered me, I guess, to kind of like move forward with esports, right?
Interesting.
But like,
What
there
did
was
you
no-
want to be when you like?
I don't know. I was winging it, bro.
Just winging it? Yeah, no one knows what they want to
Winging
be.
it, bro. Oh man, Coach.
If we're talking competitive, like trying to go after another esports, I'd say Dota probably. I really enjoy Dota. If we're talking about just leisure games, just having fun, Rust is by far the most fun game I've ever played. I love that game.
What character in Dota? Curious.
Well, since I last played, it's been a while, but I played Ricky when he wasn't like a support. What he is right now, Ricky was
Ricky with the guy who goes
Ricky Mar.
invisible.
Yeah, he's the most
my
annoying
God.
character in the
Ricky
game, and I
Mars.
loved it. I loved it.
It's BM.
It really is. No, it's great. That's the best part about it is that it's BM, and it was
I used
so
to
much
play
fun.
Dota too, but like
This is
the
coming
Ice
from a
Rock,
Bastion main. That's BM.
Yeah.
like the Warcraft version though. Like I didn't play Dota
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
I
of
played
Dota,
Dota.
All Stars. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I had like map hacks in it. I could see the whole map, and I played PUBG.
Oh, you were that guy.
I had wall hacks in 1.6. I was a cheater back then.
Just a toxic teenager.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fine.
yeah.
All right,
grown.
last one. Favorite Canadian.
Ooh, it's NAF.
Who?
NAFLA?
No.
Android.
Android.
Outside of CS, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Steve
outside.
Nash.
Steve
Outside
Nash.
of
Good
CS.
pick.
Steve
I was going
Nash.
to say Jim Carrey.
Yikes.
That's a good one.
I didn't
That's
answer
a good one.
that
Solid
properly.
pick.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's getting in some trouble right now. So
Is he?
Yeah.
He went all like political, and now he's like an artist or something.
Yeah, and he's got some
weird.
allegations connected to his like girlfriend's suicide or something.
Oh,
like that. It's no
no.
good.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I think it's all the family upset with him and that he's not actually going to be involved, but they are bringing him into court and stuff like that. So
Is he still married to Jenny McCarthy? Remember that crazy chick that was on MTV? Again, before your time, MTV.
MTV.
They used to play music on TV. It was amazing.
I'm going to say no because I don't know how Jim Carrey could say married to anybody right now, but maybe. Who knows?
That's my dude.
Yeah.
Hope he gets better.
I'm a big Jim Carrey fan for the record. I am, but
Yeah.
he's got a tough situation going on.
Oh, man.
All
We talked some stuff today. We talked about some stuff and things.
Exciting.
Give the guys your plug if you want to shout out anything. Obviously, your stream, Sam. Let them know where they can find you.
Android X23 on Twitter. I will stream eventually, I promise.
That's a lie.
Although
Yeah, that's
people
a-
don't know, I'm just gonna mention it now. The res I'm using, I'm gonna announce it. Don't make fun of me.
We already are.
Everyone already knows on my team. But I go 16 by 10, and the lowest 720 by 480 black bars right now. So if I stream, don't make fun of me.
I shift with my thumb. Like I transfer from like the space bar to the shift button with my thumb, and everybody makes fun of me. So you're fine.
Shift part.
Yeah, think about it. Think about it for a minute. Like, look down at your keyboard. If you're at work right now watching this, thumb from spacebar to shift. It makes no sense, but I got really big hands, and yeah, that works for me.
Yeah, watching Android play is like watching a YouTube video from 2005 on 180p. It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
I don't know. Like, I can see everything. Like,
I don't know how you do, but you do.
I don't know. Once you get used
It
to
works.
it, I guess.
It works. Whatever you're doing, keep
What are
doing
you saying?
it.
I'm hitting shots.
You are hitting shots.
Sam, where can they find you,
I
man?
love the praise.
Twitter and Twitch at s0m CS with a 0. That's it.
Coach?
Eley CSGO on Twitter. I don't have too much social media. I'm not a huge fan of it in general, so that's it. Just Twitter.
You stay away.
I do stay away. I'm very much not a big spotlight guy, so the social media.
I feel
stuff
like
is
you're a
my favorite
lurker
thing.
on Reddit, though.
I'm not actually. I have not even been
He lurks
using Reddit
somewhere.
for a while. The Dodgers Reddit,
Oh, so
baseball is
he
the
said
only Reddit
You're a
I go to.
baseball fan?
I'm a huge baseball fan.
Interesting.
He said he's
You know
going
it's
to lurk
dying,
us
right?
a lot.
Oh, all right. All right. We're sorry about that.
We can talk for
Real
another half
baseball's
hour.
dying, by the way. Yeah, that's a separate podcast. When the baseball
separate
podcast,
podcast.
yeah, bring someone else on. We'll talk about baseball and we'll see what we can do.
Man, thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully you guys had a good time.
I did.
Yeah.
This is your first podcast, yeah?
First podcast. I feel like Joe
Wasn't
Rogan.
too bad, right? You guys were worried.
No, yeah, I was stressed. I don't know why.
Stressed.
I always stress about interviews and stuff, so I'm worried I'm gonna like slip my words and look stupid on the camera.
This is going on YouTube and then it's going on Reddit because of those underrated players and overrated players that we were talking about earlier.
No, but no, this is fun.
Right on, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. We got a few church announcements. We have, again, the Ultimate Weekend Dallas coming up. That's going to be April 27th and 28th. There are still tickets available. Only a few left, so you got to get on it. That's dallasfield.com. It's going to be 8 teams coming to Dallas from around the Overwatch League. It's going to be a huge, huge weekend. Lots of fun. Definitely come check that out. And join the NB Discord if you haven't already. That's discord.gg/NB. We have a special queue up channel where you can ask questions to guys like these and request future guests. So definitely go in there and talk with other fans. We also have the new merch. That's going to be shop.gg/NB. Producer, am I correct on that? I think I'm correct. He's thinking about it.
If it's wrong, we'll put it in.
Yeah,
I
it's
want-
in Google.
I want everything
Just
in that
Google
shop.
shop and Envy
They have
and
so much
GG
nice stuff in
and
there.
it'll come up. But definitely check out the new merch.
Definitely.
But thank you for listening. If you could leave us a review on iTunes, that would help us out tremendously. That helps us get more traction, and we can keep bringing you this great, great content with these quality guests. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Most importantly, share this with somebody you think would enjoy it. We want to keep doing this, so definitely holler at us. We want to make this as interactive as possible. But until next time, this has been Q Up.